Yeah, right. Johnny predictable? No, he's not predictable. But that's good. He was one of my very first co-anchors, and for me, I think the best thing about working with him was that he took the seriousness out of news, you know. He kind of looked at it like I think most people look at life. You know, it happens. And it was okay, and it was okay to laugh at some things. Now, he got away with that more than anybody, I think, but he was great to work with. He was real easy to work with.
The other thing that I've heard mentioned several times is that the Johnny people see in their living rooms and TV at home is Johnny. There's no on-air Johnny.
No, and in fact, there is no on-air Johnny. There was never this, okay, it's time to deliver the news. He's, what you see is what you get, and I don't think I've ever seen him get rattled or upset or frantic or uptight about a breaking news story or about anything personally going on in the newsroom. In fact, one time 2 guys in the newsroom got into an argument and almost came to blows. And that was the first time I ever saw him get up and go, okay now boys, enough of that, you know, and it was really funny to watch him. He went immediately into dad mode, but he's got 6 kids, so we probably had some practice.
That's probably true. What are you going to miss most about Johnny?
I'll just miss him. I'll just miss him being around here. He had that even keel presence that he just, when he walked in, you felt like everything's okay. Johnny's here.
Hi, Johnny, and greetings from Rockefeller Center in New York City. Ah, you got me. It's in my apartment. This is my Christmas tree. Yes, I know it should be down by now, but if you recall, I like to leave them up till March when we both celebrate our birthdays. 75? Geez, I didn't realize you were that old. You're the youngest 75-year-old I've ever met, the only one that kind of likes to wind up in the mosh pit with all the teenagers. Anyway, Johnny, I can't believe that you are finally hanging up the microphone. Maybe we can entice you to come work for MSNBC or CNBC covering business news or something along those lines, or work for Don Imus with me. You have been a great friend to me and a wonderful colleague, a super newsman, cool, confident, even when those floor people were picking stuff out of my hair when I was retching with the stomach flu. You just always came through. And, geez, I wouldn't play croquet with just anybody, you know. Croquet? I assume you and the lovely Mrs. Morris, Melanie, will be hopping on Harleys and riding off into the sunset, probably getting your eyebrow pierced or something else. Thinking about some of the things that we did together over the years. One story that really stands out, and of course this was way back when, in the olden days, before ditches were deadly and firecrackers were too. Johnny Morris and his co-anchor on 4th of July, along with a lot of the crew at Channel 7 and Mrs. Morris, were running through an arroyo hiding from Albuquerque's finest. They were trying to find out who was setting off the fireworks. I'm not going to say who that was, but me in my high-heeled shoes and little silk blouse and anchor suit, and Johnny in his suit and his TV makeup, laughing hysterically, running through the arroyo. You sure know how to have a good time. We both are a little eccentric, as you probably will admit. I think that's why we got along so well. We both had the same kind of twisted sense of humor, like T.J. Trout, Don Imus, that kind of thing. And boy, you were the best. You were the best I ever had, the best co-anchor I ever had, and New Mexico's going to miss you. As you like to say, Johnny, thanks for your company. Oh, talk about my hair. Is this the natural color? Only my hairdresser knows for sure. Boy, John, you sat next to me. You know, sometimes I look like the human equivalent of a French poodle. Howard once suggested, Jane, you know, why don't you think about getting a wig? And I was a little offended. Sorry, Howard, but I was. Anyway, Johnny never snickered, never said anything. I'm sure he thought some things. So, John, thanks for that. And actually, this is my normal, natural hair. I went back to the way I used to look when I arrived at KOAT. So, again, thanks for not making fun of me. Everybody else did.